Can I speedrun building an AI app in just one session? Well, we're about to find out. As you guys know, I'm in the middle of the 100K build challenge. You've probably seen some of those videos. I'm pointing at them right now on the channel. Well, basically, I'm setting out to make $100,000 using only AI tools. This video right here is part of that challenge. And just to remind you what that challenge is, there's really only 3 rules. Number 1 is that I can only use AI tools to build. Number 2 is that I must document everything right here on this channel. And number 3 is that I can't give up until I make $100,000, no matter how many tries it takes me. So this video right here is going to be a little bit different than that style. What I'm going to do here in this video is I'm going to come up with an idea, I'm going to build it, and I'm going to launch it all in one session and see how long it takes me and test myself to see how fast I can do it by using AI tools. As you guys saw in the last video, my goal is to just go fast, learn how to wrangle these tools and build things fast, because I really do think that is so important in 2025. So in this video, you'll stand on my shoulder, watch me build, watch me go through the whole process here. I may fast forward through some of the really boring stuff, but the whole thing will be right here. All right, you think I can do this in one session? Let's find out. Let's go. Okay, so this is where the idea started, and I was looking at this and I wanted to start recording and start this video immediately because I wanted to capture this moment when I got this idea. But I was scrolling through this database in Starter Story, which is our list of one-page websites, really kind of websites or apps that kind of start with one page and do one thing, which I love that. I think that's super cool because, well, for a lot of reasons we'll get into. But the one that I like here is this bank statement converter one. And we have an interview coming out on the main channel with this guy who started this business. But it's a super cool business. It makes way more than $12,500 per month. This is an old number, but I think he was doing over $30,000 a month with this simple website that allows you to convert bank statements. And all you do is really simple. Come to it, you click, you update, you upload a PDF, and it converts your bank statement and gives you a bunch of data on that, or it converts it to an Excel format. So this is one of my favorite case studies. I just think it's awesome and it's totally legit. Like if you go and look at the traffic on something like this, he's got tens of thousands of people visiting this website and using this. Not people like you and me, probably accountants and people like that, just trying to convert their bank statements. So this is where I got the idea. I think this is super cool. And I want to apply this idea to something like a niche that I know well. And obviously that is businesses, business ideas, people starting businesses, entrepreneurship, and these sorts of things. So how could you replicate an idea like this, like basically a website that does just one thing and it applies to something that entrepreneurs or people starting businesses do over and over? And the idea that I had was to do this, but for people that are looking for a name for their business. So instead of bankstatementconverter.com, it's businessnamegenerator.com. And that domain is probably already taken, but that's okay. This is basically, I want to remix this idea to be in my niche, but most of the things will stay the same. It does one thing and has a cool, simple name and domain like that. So that's the idea, because everybody who starts a business has to come up with a name, and they also have to find a domain name, which we'll talk about that in a second. So that's the problem that I want to solve. But I actually have this cool tool in Starter Story here called the Idea Remixer. And I will run this, and basically you can remix any idea inside Starter Story. This is looking at all the data on bank statement converter and the many case studies that we've done with this founder. And we say, hey, you can try to remix this idea for finding business names. So I'm just going to plug this in here and see what we can get. I'm thinking about building a similar app, but instead it's about generating business name ideas for potential businesses that you're going to start. And let's see what this comes up. And this is our Idea Remixer product, which is another cool little thing that we have. It's like kind of like a GPT, but it has all of our proprietary data from many case studies and thousands of business ideas. Okay, cool. So it gave me a bunch of ideas. This is just kind of get my ideas flowing. I have an idea already for kind of how I want this to work, but here's some cool ideas it could potentially give me. So the first one is remix, angle, upload, and generate. So you upload your business concept or pitch deck as a PDF and get a short list of brandable names automatically tuned to your business style. Just as bank statement converters streamline boring manual extraction from PDFs, this tool kills founder overwhelm with a naming bottleneck. I like this one, but I just don't think that a lot of people, I think that you'll upload your business concept. That's kind of the idea that I have. I don't know about the pitch deck as a PDF. I feel like not a lot of people have pitch decks anymore. One-click brand brain. Accountants have statements Solo founders have napkin ideas. Post your raw idea and get AI curated .com checked business names with instant logo and domain suggestions. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. I want to do two things because look, ChatGPT can help you find names, but I have this idea to actually have it see if the domains are also available, which is not something that ChatGPT can do as far as I know. That's cool too, is that this one here is localizing it. So drop a business idea and get names tailored for non-English markets. Okay, so that gave me some cool ideas. I think it's going to be a combination of these two here, where you upload your business concepts and then it's going to give you curated .com names. Maybe you can choose, I only want .com names, and it will filter out, non.com names for that. So that's what I want to build. Oh, and I just wanted to also explain the why, like why build this, kind of why I have a hunch around this idea and why I think a little bit of work can go a long way on this. So I'm searching right here, kind of the core thing you'd search for, but also like I guess what you call it in SEO, you'd call like the pillar keyword, business name generator. This is searched 300,000 times a month. And this is keywords everywhere extension that I use, really, really great extension and not affiliated, but that is huge. That means that not only 300,000 people are searching for that, but if I go and look at some of the other related keywords, there's a bunch of random other keywords. And the first thing that I noticed is when I did, it came up for a second, but if I do AI, that one has 10,000 per month. So that's super cool. So why I like this idea is that I can build this, I can make it really cool, and then I can just let it run for a while. And that's kind of the new way that I've been thinking about building stuff, is like build cool stuff, let it run for a while, look at the data, and it'll also be a cool, useful thing. And what I think is also sort of smart and could work too is that I want this to have a really good domain name. I haven't actually figured out what the domain name is going to be. I'm going to actually use the product to find the domain name for this idea. I know that's kind of meta, but that's the idea too. So I'm going to use my own product to make sure it's good and find that really, really solid. Because if I can get businessnamegenerator.com, which I believe is probably taken, or just some variation of that that is a high searched keyword, then I think I will rank higher in Google. Okay, now let's actually build this thing. And basically I'm going to build it right here. I'm going to do it with basically just HTML, JavaScript, a Ruby on Rails backend that I already have set up here. So it's to build out the basic functionality and do it as simple as possible. I'm also going to use Cursor, which I have all lined up here. I'm not going to write a single line of code. I'm going to prompt everything, and I'm going to use a bunch of other cool tools, including ChatGPT, to generate the mockup. And then we're going to kind of cobble this together and try to do it real fast. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to basically just let it know what I want to build. I say, can you generate me the UI in HTML and React, etc., and make it look good? I wanted to do that, and usually it can do it. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, so it does a bunch of stuff like this, but I just like to see what it looks like in terms of the preview. Yeah, business name generator, describe your idea, that's exactly what I want right there. And then I hit generate, and that's sort of what I want, but not totally exactly. I'm gonna go back and say, can you make it look like the Chat GPT interface? One big box in the middle. Okay, it takes a second to do that. I can't preview it till it's done. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go in and just kind of copy this and say, hey, go and put this in my app. I just use it like this. I don't do any sort of import or anything like that. I'm gonna go to Cursor under this part right here, which is where all the code kind of where I want to start. I'm gonna do, I think, Command L. I'm gonna say, can you implement a box, the UI like this? All right, it says it's done something. Let's see what it looks like. Cool, now we have this here. Nothing really happens when you do it, but it seems to have done something. I don't really like that very much, but this is a start, right? I have my business name generator in here. It's going. I'm gonna have to do a bunch more stuff. I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna do a little bit of work here, and then I'm gonna get to the next version and the next version. I'm gonna show you kind of the iterative process of this. Okay, so now I kind of made it look a little bit better. And, I didn't want to have that kind of black background. And I really mostly got this chat SDK.dev. I think it was created by Vercel or one of those. But I kind of just took the styling from there, really just right clicked on it and copied the elements from there. And then I just pasted it in here and I kind of told it to do. So here's kind of how it works now. It still doesn't really actually work, but I want to create a dog walking business. And I did that. And then it gives me a fake thing here, but now I kind of have this chat interface, and I don't know if that even works, probably doesn't, but it kind of works, right? So this is kind of getting closer. I think the next thing that I'm going to do is actually get the AI working, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so now I got the basics kind of working. The chat interface is kind of working here. So if I go to my homepage, I can tell it, hey, I want to start a dog sitting service. And it doesn't do any of the domain checking or anything like that yet, but it will hopefully give me some ideas for domain names. And this is purely using the LLM. Cool. So these are cool ideas here. Positivesitter.com, sitstaygo.com. These are all pretty cool ideas. Now I'm going to go and actually build the logic that will go and look for each one of these to see if the .coms are available or if that domain is available. All right, back to work. Okay, I'm coming back up for air again, and I'm going to show you some of the progress I made, and we're going to do a little vibe coding right here, just kind of show that we're doing all this with just vibe coding and using cursor and kind of prompting pretty much everything. So I have this page here, which is kind of my hello world. I'm just still kind of just trying to get things to work, but I got all the domains highlighted with, basically did a bunch of JavaScript to do that. And then when I click that, it pops open this blank modal right now. Well, let's do some vibe coding right here to add this feature. And then I got all these ideas after I did this, like it would be cool to see if the domain's available. We're going to make that happen, but also want to see what other domains are similar and available. And then I also want to see potentially what kind of maybe even keywords these would rank for. I think that we could get that too. So let's go add, I think let's add that one feature, which is, I'm going to add it right in here, which is basically, I'm going to do my cursor, do a new thing here in cursor. I'm going to select all this here and then do my command L. And I'm just going to say, okay, when the modal is opened, can you populate it with alternative domains like .co and .ai? Let's just see if we can do that. I just wanted to get it kind of working. I'm not going to show each, this is taking a little bit longer than I thought, but I'm just going to try to show it just how fast you can do this with vibe coding. Hopefully this will work in one shot. Cool. So it's adding a bunch of stuff in here, which is awesome. That said it works. So I'm just going to go and reload and see if it actually did work. Beautiful. See how that worked? That works so good. And then I'll have it even be able to check those to see if they are available. Then I might just build out the rest of the UI right here while I'm here. So this looks good, but I'd like you to add two more sections. Above this one should be an availability checker for this domain. Show if the domain is available or not. Just fake it for now. Don't actually check. I'll build that logic later. And then for the section below, add the top keywords that this domain would rank for. So for example, business name generator would show results. Let's see if we can do this for business name generator AI. And for each of these, estimate the traffic each one gets. Again, this is all fake data for now. Let's just get the UI working. So I think what's important, we'll kind of highlight that there, is the AI tools are not that good at doing lots of different things. I'm just saying, hey, go and do the UI, make the UI look sort of good. I'll figure out the rest later, and I'll commit this up once I get how I like it, so I have it saved, and then I can have it go try to do something else. The alternative is just letting it hallucinate like crazy, and then you get lost in this spaghetti code mess. So we'll see what happens when we do that. Say it's going to add those two sections. And this is, guys, just to show you that you can prompt all of this in here, right? This is just a series of different prompts. And our AI bootcamps are a great way of learning how to do this one by one and committing as you go and doing all these things. So I think that this is like one of the most important things when it comes to using AI coding tools. And you're not going to get very far if you tell it to do everything at once. So let's see what it did. I have really no idea. I didn't even read that, but let's see. Cool. And that looks pretty good. Wow, that's sick. It did some, cool things there, which is like, it made it red, which is bad. And I'm hoping that it'll be green if it's available. And it gives you alternative domain suggestions. And then it also gives you top ranking keywords. And that's cool. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that to work. That's a cool extra feature. But I feel like even if it just has this, it would be already really cool. Okay, I'm going to go back into the grind right now, try to finish out all these features, and I'm going to show you guys hopefully the kind of sort of final product next. So I'm going back into the hole, going back into my deep work, and I'll come out the other side hopefully with a pretty decent looking product. Then we'll talk about launching it. I'm coming back here. We basically got the app done. It still needs, it's finishing touches and that sort of thing, but I made it look sort of nice. It kind of looks like a ChatGPT thing. What do we need to do now is actually find the domain name, turn this into a real business. But before we go and get the domain name, I do want to touch on one objection that I know the comments, you guys are gonna be going crazy in the comments. This isn't a business. This doesn't make money. This is just a stupid app toy. It's all free to use. Well, I'm going to push back on that right now because first of all, business name generator, we kind of already validated that a lot of people search for this. Everybody who's starting a business wants to find a name for their business, right? We validated that. Well, I could just show you here. If we could just go to business name generator, and you can see with this keywords everywhere extension that 331,000 people are searching for this per month just for business name generator. This Namelix site right here, which is the first non-sponsored item in the SERP, has 462,000 traffic. I can see that right here, but that means that just from this keyword alone or this page alone, it gets 462,000 people visiting it. You can make money on affiliate. Like if you send people to Namecheap or GoDaddy through the affiliate link, you can make good money with that. I'm pretty sure that this is $1 million business here. And you wouldn't really think much about it. Look, it's just a business name generator, but thousands, hundreds of thousands of people search for this every single day. This is a good SEO evergreen business. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with the 100K build challenge, is not build things that my audience it's just going to work because I have an audience. I want to build something that gets SEO traffic. It's not going to happen overnight, but let's build this. Let's build something cool. It can be free to start. And then we can continue to build other things while this kind of compounds, right? That's what happened with the AI thumbnails maker, is that it didn't make a bunch of money overnight, but each day it's getting more sales. So I want to push back on that. Guys, if you're watching this, build cool stuff like this. We'll share this around. We'll put this on Reddit. We'll put it in a few other places and then let it grow, man. And then move on to something else. Make sure everything is building on each other. And I think it'll work. So let's actually go find a domain name for this here. It'll help me find a domain name. Otherwise, let's improve it if it can't. So we'll find, by using our own app, we'll probably find bugs and things that can improve as well. So let's go and do this. I'm building a business name generator website, and I want it to rank for terms that are in the domain. So for example, businessnamegenerator.com ranks for business name generator, which is a highly searched keyword. Hopefully give us some good ideas. Okay, I already see an error right there where it should be giving me it brandnamegenerator.com so I can actually see it. So I'll put that in my list of things to fix, but that'll just be a simple change in the prompt. And I can ask it, can you give me the actual .coms for these? Okay, so that's another little a bug that I'll fix. But basically I can click this here and now I can see businessnamegenerator.com. I can quickly see this domain is already registered, so I don't really care about it. Let's move on. Let's go check out brand name generator registered. I'm guessing a lot of these are going to be registered, which is startup name generator. That's kind of nice too, but it's not registered. Let's ask it, say, my product uses AI. Can you add AI to the front of it? So like sometimes you can add a word in the front or the back, and let's try that. How about AI business name builder? That one's available. Okay. Let's do that one. I think that's the one, because I saw that when I quickly saw that if you go to the one that this ranks for, which is, you can see what keywords that this ranks for. If I search business name builder, I get these generators. So let's do AIbusinessnamebuilder.com. I'm going to buy this domain name. We're going to set it all up and then we're almost done. All right, I'm going to set this up, come back, and we're going to launch this and we'll be done. Okay, I'm coming up for air again and my website is launched. It's basically done. I put it on the AIbusinessnamebuilder.com domain. That's all working on my domain. I've got, SSL working and all that. And it works. The basic thing works. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to launch my site and get my first user. And, because it all starts there. I want this I'll put a link in the description. You can test it out too. That's going to give me probably my first backlink. But my goal is this will rank in SEO slowly over time. But the first thing I want to do is just get it out into the world, get some feedback from real people. We'll do that in a second. But the first thing I need to do is install analytics, which I just did. And it's this really cool product called Data Fast. If you're familiar with this guy, Mark Liu, he built this. It's a really cool, I just want something simple where I can just see my live users as I build this. And I think this is a really cool app. It's free to try. And this is my dashboard right here. That's me. I'm in Florida. And I want to send this to someone and see someone actually visit my website. It's a powerful magic moment to actually have someone real visit your site. And I want to just document this and show it right here that this can happen in 2 seconds. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to launch it and I'm going to get my first user and let's do it. So I'm going to go and pull up my Telegram. I'm going to message Gus and let's see if he will give me feedback. Yo, man, check out this AI business name builder.com. Helps you domain could work for your walking app. Can you give it a try? Oh, there we go. We got people visiting. There he is. He's coming on there. Could you give it a try and give me some feedback? Some bugs for sure. Okay. And whoa, I got someone in Kansas too. I don't know how that's possible, but how cool is this? And look, guys, I know what you're thinking right now is like, okay, you just sent this to your friends and that's, you know, this isn't like getting like users in mass, but this is where it all starts. I say the first thing when you launch something is just go message your friends. Maybe you put it on your social media or something like that. Hey, just give me some feedback on this. This is where it all starts. And I wanted to document that. The feedback that you get, that I'll get from Gus, which I don't have time to show right now. He's probably just browsing and testing it out right now, is where it all starts. You do that a few more times. You kind of iron out the bugs and the kinks. And then we'll go launch it on X, we'll launch it on Reddit, and we'll just continue to get this feedback and keep building. So, you know, in this video, I didn't set out to build a unicorn. I set out to ship, right? And I did. I came up with an idea. I built it. I launched it and I got my first user. This is the playbook you can follow. Do it over. And you've seen in the last video that I released where this is the new playbook for this 100K build challenge. Just build lots of things, have patience, look at the data, and keep shipping. I have to give this time, right? In my next video, I'll give you guys an update. How many users this thing got, how it's ranking in search engines, my plans to monetize it, and maybe even it'll make a little bit of money. We'll see about that. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one where I'll probably launch another app, but also give you an update on the last ones. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out the Starter Story Build Bootcamp where you can launch similar stuff like this. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.